Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and here is another replay featuring Goliath Killer, and this time he's on Sand River Assault and the defending team, and battle is just about to commence. Now this time he's in the M53, M55. In fact, I know for certain that's an M55, I can tell because of the gun. It's a howitzer, the 8-inch howitzer. And of course the M55 is the version that was used by the by the Army rather, whereas the M53 with the 155mm gun was used by the US Marine Corps. Okay, now he's heading east using the dunes for cover, and I think he's going to set up here. Yep, and he's going to look for his targets. There's a whole bunch of them making it across the middle of the map right now, and they're headed east, and I would give you I would bet my bottom dollar that yep, they're going to head for grid square E0. So he's fired around in there straight away. Don't know if he's hit anything. No, I don't think he did, but there is a good chance that he might hit something, and he's set up so you can attack them as they approach grid square E0, because they're going to try and make it through that little pass in E0 and then come up the east side of the map, either along the riverbed or by cutting all the way down to the bottom of the map and on the K line and coming around that way. Now we've lost sight of them temporarily, but that's only because there's no spotters in position, but we can see a WZ-113 going through the riverbed. In fact, they're all going through the riverbed, which is a bit silly, because the easiest thing is actually to make your way down to the corner of the map and threaten the Arty, because they're about the only people who can stop you from definitely obtaining the cap. Now that round went in, did 101 hit points damage to the 113. They're about to come out of the riverbed and go onto the that little raised area, that little pass, and it's a Super Conqueror facing off against a T110E5. Now the T110E5 has got those red colours because it's a mod tank, or at least it's some skin that's actually on my computer. Okay, the WZ-113, and he's been taken out. Goliath Killer made that short work of that one. That's a very nice hit, that was. But unfortunately he didn't get the kill. He did most of the damage, but he didn't pick up the kill for that one. Okay, he's repositioned himself. He's halfway through the loading cycle, and I think he's going to go after them again. This time round I think he's going to go for the T-34B, which is the black version. Those silly tanks that came out, which were just colour black and had no other differences to the ones that were previously in the game. Now I know it was just a marketing scam by, well not a scam, but it was a marketing ploy by Wargaming to maximise sales by making the tanks black for Black Friday. But they could have at least given them some form of differences, something extra that would distinguish them from the standard ordinary tanks, other than the fact they were just black. Okay, no tanks in the riverbed in sight, but there is a T-49 on the cliff edge. Now there's another one in sight, Super Conqueror at the other end of the riverbank. In fact, they've all been spotted again now, and none of them went south directly on the 0 line, which is very unusual. Now he got a hit in there for 201 hit points on the Super Conqueror. He's repositioned and he's ready to shoot again. He's going after the same Super Conqueror. Two-thirds of the way through his load cycle. Almost ready. But we've lost sight of them again. I think we're waiting for the T110 to pop his head up a little, and he might be able to spot where they've got to. Yep, there he is. Okay, and he hasn't got much of the way of health left, so a splash will take him out. It has! 231 hit points was enough. And Goliath Killer's moving. The T110 was very happy with that. He wrote a yes in chat. Yep, I think he likes it. Okay, T49 on the ridgeline is doing a bit of spotting. He's staying very close to those rocks. He hasn't moved that much. And there's an STRV-103 sniping from on top of the dunes. And he's in siege mode at the moment. And I think the reason for that is the T-44 who's coming up from the west side of the map. And he's going to try and take pot shots at that T-44. That means if he's in sniper mode, he's going to be stationary. And that would make a perfect target. But he's temporarily lost sight of him. The T-49's been taken out by the defender. The Panther's in the village. But he can hit it. Goliath Killer can get a hit on that Panther too, and he's lining him up for a shot. Don't hit the tower. And it's a splash hit, 319 and 2 critical hits. Now it does appear that most of the enemy tanks that assaulted during the first period of the battle have now been wiped out. But it took a few of the defenders as well to take them out. The FV3-805, the enemy Arty's been spotted. He's up in the hills. The T-44 is going after him. And the FV3-805 is running. He's obviously got sixth sense. He realises he's been spotted. He's trying to get out of there. But we've lost sight of him temporarily. T-44 probably knows this and he's changed direction. He's coming around the rock this time to try and catch the FV3-805. And he has! And he rammed him! The FV3-805 is now down to 5 hit points, but he's been taken out by the T-44, who suffered some stun in the process. Okay, but Goliath Killer did fire off a round, so right, there's the remaining members of the assault team. There's only 4 left on their team, and it's an AMX CDC, an Object 704, an STB-1 and a Panther 2, and they're all over on the east side of the map trying to get through E0. Now you see, if the attack force had gone south instead of trying to go through the riverbed, they probably would have survived the attack, but as it is, they all lost their lives trying to get up that riverbank and from the riverbed and failed. Now it's down to the STB and the AMX CDC to try and make some ground. The Object 704 is trying to chase this T-44, and it's a complete waste of time, really, to be honest. That's one gun that's not facing or not used in the attack. Mind you, he has taken out the T-44. Now he should be down assisting his team to take out that Object 704 on the defending team, but instead he was chasing an enemy of his own. There's about 2 minutes 5 seconds left on this battle. It is an assault, so they've only got 10 minutes to try and achieve, and that Object 704 is out of position. The Panther 2 is on the ridge line. He's not doing much up there. In fact, he's heading in the wrong direction. If anything, he needs to be in the cap, and he's got a T10 and an Object 704 blocking his way. Now there's an STRV on Goliath Killer's team on the other end of that ridgeline. I think he spotted that Panther. Or is he? No, he's repositioning. He's trying to get in good defensive position on the opposite ridgeline so he can shoot up at the Panther 2 when it's spotted. And it has been spotted temporarily by the T10. Rounds out. And it's a good splash. 107. 2 critical hits. Now there are 4 on each side now, so the Object 704 that went up to the top did actually help a little, and he's now making a full frontal assault on that T10 and the Object 704, but I don't think he'll last very long in that case. There's less than a minute to go. Now Goliath Killer's still not loaded. It's a ram. And the Object 704 has been killed, but the STB-1 is coming up to try and take out the T10. And he's going to try and go over the top and shoot. And that round goes in from Goliath Killer. Does 374 hit points of damage. But they do take out the T10. And that just leaves the STRV and Goliath Killer as the last 2 remaining members of their team. But there's 3 enemy. And they've only got 16 seconds, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. They're not going to do it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And he's won. They failed. They spent too much time doing their own thing and not enough time working on a concerted attack. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's a first class tanker for Goliath Killer 1 in the M53 M55. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, incapacitations or module damage. He picked up 14 in that battle. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, he managed to get the highest amount of damage, 3,176 hit points. And he got the second highest amount of kills, joint with others of 1 kill each. And he managed to pick up the highest base XP of 953 experience points. He fired 12 rounds, got 3 direct hits, 3 penetration, 12 splash, did damage of 3,176 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He hit 6 of the enemy, but killed 1 of them. He also did stun assistance damage of 1,659 hit points off 14 stuns. On a standard account, he earned 33,951 credits, but after ammunition resupply, he took away 11,511 credits. He received base XP of 953, but it was times 2 for the first victory of the day, so he took away 1,906 experience points in total. So well done there, Goliath Killer. You did the right thing. Keep pummeling away at them to weaken their force. They made the completely wrong decision. If anything, they should have split up, and some of them gone down the riverbed, some headed directly south, and then they might have presented a threat to you. But you managed to handle them very nicely and put in some really good shots to help your team. If you enjoyed this replay, please do give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay I'll be featuring in the next video.